So hi everyone and welcome to one of my videos. So I'm working again today on my voice and various elements of my voice, and one of the things that I've noticed now, and I've finally, hopefully I feel anyway, have turned a corner, is with the way that you speak. So we've all been through the videos, we've all been through everything where it's about, oh, make sure you've got the larynx in the right place, make sure you've got the pharyngeal wall in the right place, make sure you've got this going, make sure you've got your resonance, make sure that you've got enough breath coming through to make sure everything's rounded, just making sure that all the elements are coming together, and been working so hard on the anatomy, but there's still something not working quite right. And what it is the actual intonation, and it's the way that you talk, and the bounciness and the musicality to the voice. And this is often mentioned and it's often referred to quite a lot, but sort of as a final step on the journey. But what I want to do is get it across to you guys how important that is, because you might find that you're leaving that till the end and not worrying too much about it, but finding that your voice just isn't sounding right. And it is absolutely the right thing. So you need to get the musicality going if you're going to keep your kind of motivation going, because you're just not going to feel like you're moving in the right direction otherwise. So to give you an example of this is my voice, and I'm hopefully now it's actually starting to sound female. But if I take away all the bounciness and the intonation and just start talking flat and start talking kind of very monotone, and almost sounds disinterested, that it loses that sort of level to it. And to emphasise this a little bit more, so now I'm going to go back into sort of being bouncy, adding that intonation and interest into the voice, and hopefully this brings it back into the kind of the levels of believability. But what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to remove everything. So I've got my tongue in the right position, I've got my pharyngeal wall in the right position, I've got my larynx in the right position, I've got breath coming into what I'm saying, everything is in the right place. Now I'm going to take that away and even come down a little bit in pitch. But what I'm going to keep is the bounciness and the way that I'm talking. So in 3, 2, 1, I'm going to drop everything out. So I've dropped out everything. I've dropped out the pharyngeal wall. I've dropped out the pitch, even a little bit has come down. I'm dropping the tongue position, the brightening of the vowels, everything. This is much more deep, much more sort of rounded and at the dull end of the spectrum. But at the same point, it's still using that bounciness and the whole kind of feminine way of talking. So even without using the female voice, it's actually got a certain level of femininity to it. So I'm going to bring this now and just show you when I start talking monotonously, and I've not changed anything at all, and I'm just sort of going a lot more straight and flat with my voice, which is sort of how I would have talked as a guy. And so you can see the difference. So I'm just going to add the bounciness back in again now. I'm still not adding in anything to do with the actual resonance and pitch and all those sort of things. But now I'm actually going to let my voice drop down even more into the male register. But I'm going to keep the bounciness, going to keep the happiness, going to just let it drop right down, but still be sort of excited about what I'm saying, having some intonation, having plenty of sort of variance in the things that I'm saying. And even then, you see, here I am, I'm quite low now, but even at this point, with the bounciness, with the movement, everything else, it kind of works. It kind of, you get the idea of it being feminine, whereas as soon as I make it flat, you really get that this is a male voice, and my sentences will kind of taper off into the low end as well. So they'll end up down here, which is definitely down in that male range. Whereas as soon as I put the bounciness back in, and it comes back into a point, and I'll just elevate the pitch just ever so slightly, but keeping everything moving and keeping everything kind of excitable and moving around. And then as soon as I add in all the right moves, bringing back the pharyngeal wall, bringing back the open quotient, bringing back the tongue position, all these extra things in the head resonance, once you get all that in place along with the bouncy voice, it all comes together hopefully in the right way. So I hope this helps some of you guys. I hope it brings you into a place where you're not losing the will to push on because you feel like you're not getting anywhere. I know it certainly affected me, and even though I was working on things so much and getting the exercises right, I thought, this just isn't sounding right. So what I'll say is, a lot of the tutorials out there do say, you know, towards the end to work on the musicality of the voice, but I would say make sure you're doing that all the way along your journey, guys, because without it the voice would just never ever sound right. So good luck to you guys, hope for the best, and let me know what you think of my progress as well. So I'll speak to you all again. Thanks everyone, bye.